Boxing IQ. He's a very good fighter. He's stronger. He's very compact. He's like a bull, you know. He's a smart guy.
Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power.
But could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo.
Gennady Golovkin has delivered a surprising prediction about the upcoming clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. He believes Crawford won't have much trouble handling Canelo's power, arguing that Canelo isn't a true knockout puncher, having shared the ring with Canelo 3 times. Golovkin insists the Mexican superstar hasn't changed much over the years. He praises Crawford's adaptability and striking power, while reminding fans that every opponent presents unique challenges that demand smart preparation.
This is boxing. This is more interesting.
Gennady, let me ask you this. You were there ringside. You saw Canelo. Did he look better than what he did in the second fight with you? Does he look like he's improving and getting better?
Marcus, I told you just, every opponent give you different. Every fight is different. Two fights I had, 2 fights with him. First fight and second fight is different. Just.
So you think
I don't feel like more power, more speed. No, he stayed the same.
Golovkin's insight carries weight because he has gone a full 36 rounds against Canelo. He argues that Canelo relies heavily on bursts of combinations and flashy attempts to score knockouts, rather than possessing genuine fight-ending power. For Golovkin, this isn't just casual commentary, it's knowledge earned in battle. He's taken Canelo's hardest shots and remains convinced they lack the raw force many fans believe in. His view challenges the popular image of Canelo as a fearsome puncher, instead painting him as a fighter who wins more through timing, precision, and high output than through sheer power.
Golovkin weighs in as everybody's trying to gauge how this fight is going to play out. They anticipate this fight. They want to know how this fight is going to play out. And Gennady Golovkin gives his 2 cents. As his trainer, Abel has been on social media doing multiple interviews and stating that Terence Crawford is simply too small and he's going to lose, right? And Gennady Golovkin, as Abel Sanchez is saying, that he's going to get knocked out, right? Because it's too much power. Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power. He said, I fought Canelo at 160 and at 68, and I could say he has fast punches, he has fast combinations, but I wouldn't say there were a lot of power there, or power punches, or knockout punches. You saw that. You saw this clean shots that I took and he brought, and there were no results. End quote. So Gennady Golovkin is saying he hit me with clean shots. You saw him hit me with clean shots, and the results was I didn't go anywhere. Now, I know people will say, well, Gennady Golovkin is naturally bigger than Canelo.
While Golovkin's former trainer dismisses chances against Canelo, Golovkin himself isn't convinced by that argument. He sees Crawford's sharp technique, ring IQ, and ability to adjust as serious threats that could turn the fight into a far closer contest than many analysts expect.
Many still see this as a one-sided beatdown in favor of Canelo Alvarez. Former Golovkin trainer Abel Sanchez, who's been very critical as of lately and said that Canelo will just play with Terence Crawford and by the second half, it'll just be like a sparring session. Sanchez said that Canelo will not only dictate the pace throughout the evening, if Triple G himself couldn't even hurt Canelo, then Crawford's chances are definitely not that great. Sanchez said, quote, Crawford is a great fighter, but that's why weight divisions exist. Neither Bivol could hurt him, nor could my fighter in 2 fights. Triple G's former trainer has also repeatedly emphasized that Crawford should have moved up in weight class a long time ago, and that his jump should have been more gradual and steady, and suggested that skipping divisions will definitely play a role in him potentially losing badly to Canelo Alvarez.
Golovkin's trilogy with Canelo remains one of boxing's most talked about rivalries. The fact that he continues to question Canelo's punching strength even after all those battles is telling. His perspective holds credibility because it comes from someone who has withstood Canelo's best. When Golovkin suggests Crawford has the tools to handle Canelo's offense, it becomes headline material. His words fuel debates across the boxing world as they challenge the mainstream image of Canelo as a ruthless finisher. Fans and experts alike are left wondering how much of Canelo's reputation is true grit and how much is clever marketing.
Boxing Dr. News. Hey boxing fans, remember the epic Golovkin-Canelo trilogy? Well, get this. GGG once spilled the tea on Canelo's punching power, and it's not what you'd expect. Picture this. 2 legends, 3 fights, and a whole lot of controversy. GGG said Canelo's punches were fast, but not knockout material. Can you believe it? He claimed those clean shots brought no results. Now, fast forward to today. GGG's been out of the ring since their last bout, but rumors are swirling about a comeback. Meanwhile, Canelo's gearing up for a massive showdown with Terence Crawford. The big question is, will Canelo prove GGG wrong and land that knockout punch? It's been a while since his last stoppage. The boxing world is buzzing, and we can't wait to see what happens next.
Reports from training camps have added more intrigue to this already fascinating matchup. According to Showbiz, the adult Canelo has been sparring cautiously with Jaron Boots Ennis, choosing to hold back and avoid unnecessary risks. While that could be seen as smart preparation, whispers suggest it may signal doubts in his readiness. Rumors have even surfaced that Canelo was dropped in sparring by Boots and struggled with his speed and power. Though unconfirmed, such stories have caught fire among fans and analysts. If Canelo is showing cracks in camp, Crawford, who thrives on exploiting openings, may find the perfect opportunity to turn the fight in his favor.
And let's talk about what we do know about Canelo Alvarez bringing Boots to training camp and what we can concur. First, you must understand that Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is September 13th. Okay, that's just a few weeks away. Almost 3 weeks away, something like that. It's just a few weeks away. So to expect them to have hardcore sparring, like real sparring, where they're fighting each other and they're really just going hard and sparring, pause, I don't really see that happening because you don't want a cut or anything, and you don't want anything to threaten the fight September 13th. Also, not only is Canelo Alvarez fighting soon, September 13th, but Boots Ennis, he has to fight against Lima come October. So you don't want Canelo Alvarez beating up on Boots either and cutting him or anything like that, blackening his eye or detached retina or anything like that. You don't want any incidents like that. So understand that they're probably sparring light to mid. They're definitely not going hard in there. Okay, pause. So we have to really put it aside that either one, I don't think Canelo will be beating the hell out of Boots or Boots beating the hell out of Canelo. But what I can see is if Boots is moving around and Canelo can't catch him, like let's say Boots is like pop, piecing him up with some light work and Canelo can't get to him, which, that's kind of different than a real fight. In a real fight, Canelo will be breaking you down and then you kind of get tired over time. But still, if they're working on cutting off the ring, if Canelo can't and Boots is hitting him with, piecing him up and moving and slipping and sliding and he just can't get to him, that'll be some value added and something to be concerned about, which is why I said it's over.
Trainer Greg Hackett frames the fight in a broader sense, suggesting it could mark a shift in boxing's balance of power. He acknowledges Canelo's past dominance as the pound-for-pound king, but reminds us that every era ends eventually. Hackett believes Crawford could be the fighter to close Canelo's chapter and begin a new one. He points to Crawford's technical sharpness, focus, and hunger as the ingredients needed to reshape boxing's future. For Hackett, this fight is about far more than belt sits, about legacy, timing, and the passing of the torch.
Canelo is the guy, right? But everybody know that shit got to come to an end one day. Nothing is forever. And I'm not saying this is now. I'm not saying that. But Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo. You know what I'm saying? 2, he has the skills to be able to deal with Canelo. Does he have the power? I don't know, but he is a puncher. He's a puncher because his record says so. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is a puncher as well. So what I see is a great respect for each other, but after 4 rounds, I see a war breaking out. And Whoever can stand it, meaning whoever can take that shit that's coming their way, that's who wins the fight. You know
Man, I don't know if Bud wants that. I don't know if Bud wants a war with that dude.
Yeah,
that
I mean, but
granted, he got a granted ass chin. But you saying he's a puncher because his record says so. So you gotta assume that you making the assumption that he can crack. Because Arrow said he can crack. That's what Arrow came out. Arrow, I think, said he thought, was getting Canelo. I don't know whether that's, him trying to pay him back for saying that, for what Terence said about him. This other fight, man, I got it in the title, man. And I appreciate you letting me pick your brain, man. Because I'm going to steal your prediction. And then I'm going to give you credit for it at the same time, dog. I ain't going to be like everybody else. I'm going to steal your shit and give you credit for it at the same time, dog. Devin, I'm starting to think, man, maybe Devin Haney's a little underrated, man. Going into this Brian Norman fight. Like, I've had my own personal issues with the dude and his pops, but that shit aside, the dude knows what he's doing in the boxing ring. He's been in there with a bunch of fights. He's a championship world-class level fighter, bro.
John Ryder adds his own testimony from sparring with Canelo. He recalls 12 tough, competitive rounds that highlighted Canelo's conditioning, consistency, and work ethic. Ryder describes him as durable and difficult to break down, which explains why he has remained at the elite level for so long. His account provides balance to the narrative, showing that even if Canelo's punching power is questioned, his skill, stamina, and experience still make him a dangerous opponent for anyone who enters the ring with him.
Fight for him, waiting for a big fight, and giving him, like, he had his hands full with you, and obviously there was triumph for you there, not just going the distance, but going the distance with severe injury as well, right?
Of course, yeah, and I think that just, I want to be a trainer where I can go to people, look, I don't want to tell them things and they go, right, well, listen to him because he's been there, he's done it himself. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be telling them to run through walls and not having done it myself. Like, if you need to bite down and push through because you still got a shot in this game, then do it. And listen, I've stood there toe to toe with one of the greatest pound for pound fighters out there, nose broken in the second and pushed him to the 12th final round. But I know I can call on that in the future with fighters I train and just say, look, now you got to dig deep, now you got to pull through, and it's going to hurt today, but tomorrow's another day.
Jaron Ennis's sparring with Canelo has also drawn criticism. Some accuse him of holding back or sparring for money rather than giving full effort. These claims raise doubts about how much can really be learned from behind-the-scenes training. Sparring results often leak into the media and influence public opinion, so authenticity matters. If Ennis held back, fans may be misled about Canelo's readiness. But if he exposed real flaws, then Crawford's camp may have gained valuable insight heading into fight night.
Pathetic. Purely pathetic. Terence Crawford's team inflicting race in this situation in reference to Jerome Bruce Ennis training and sparring with Canelo Alvarez, Mexican superstar, Latino superstar, the 4th world champion, super middleweight undisputed, because Jerome Bruce Ennis, a brother, is training with Canelo Alvarez, then he's a sellout to his people? Really? This what Terence Crawford's team had to say in reference to Jerome Bruce Ennis, the former unified champion, the welterweight division, training and sparring with Canelo Alvarez.
He sold out. That's all I can say. He sold out now.
It's pathetic, man. Because he's a sellout because he's training with Canelo. Hey, yo, Bernie the Boxer and people that, and Terence Crawford's members that feel this way. Do y'all feel the same way about Isaú? Yeah. The Latino trainer, the Guatemalan trainer that been training Terence Crawford since 14 years old. That's how y'all look at him? Y'all look at him like he's a sellout? Is he a sellout to Latinos because he trains Terence Crawford? Yo, for real, I never heard that in the sport of boxing, where Latino trains with a black fighter and he's a sellout to Latinos. I never seen it. Why is this self-victimhood, this ingrained hate that some blacks have for Latinos?
Gareth, Davies and Duke McKenzie underline the importance of this fight in today's boxing landscape. Too often, top fighters avoid risky matchups, but Crawford versus Canelo is a rare exception. This bout brings together two of the sport's most skilled champions in a fight fans have been waiting for. For them, it's not just another event, but a historic clash where legacies are built and greatness is measured. They emphasize that such moments don't come around often, making this showdown a must-watch for all of boxing.
Great, marvelous Marvin Hagler. became a friend in life and was an amazing man.
An amazing
amazing character. I've likened this fight to those two when they met, with one going up in weight, quite a big step. I've mentioned it to the two guys when I saw them in Riyadh last week as well. First of all, I was backing Terence Crawford to win this on points, with his skills to pay the bills and his speed and his timing and his spitefulness and the fact that he's raising his game. When we see here as well, by the way, the pushing and shoving in New York in the earlier press conference, I think he's poked the bear a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think Canelo's very dangerous. And I think Canelo might win this.
My money's on Crawford. My money's clearly on Crawford. I mean, there's so many different ways of looking at this fight, but I really believe...
Do you like it?
It's the best fight in world boxing, bar none. At any weight division,
because of the stylistic matchup, because of the raise in levels, and because of the weight differential.
Yeah, and because we're looking at two of the best undisputed modern day boxers that have ever lived, in my opinion, modern day boxers that have lived. In this current generation that we're in now, you're not going to get two better fighters fighting at this time in their careers.
Jaron Ennis himself has voiced caution about Crawford's decision. He warns that moving up in weight to face a naturally larger fighter like Canelo without a tune-up fight is risky. Ennis stresses that size and strength do matter, and that easing into a new division is often the safer route. His comments add a note of warning, reminding fans that Crawford, for all his skill, will be stepping into new and dangerous territory against a bigger, more seasoned opponent.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been pitting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up in weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Gerald Miller takes the opposite view, offering encouragement for Crawford. He admires Crawford's drive, hunger, and belief in himself, insisting that mental toughness can sometimes outweigh physical disadvantages. Miller argues that Crawford's determination may be enough to overcome Canelo's size and power. His words inject optimism into the conversation, reinforcing the belief that Crawford has what it takes to pull off a career-defining victory.
Crawford, huge fight September 13th. Who do you think's going to win that?
I'm pulling for Crawford in this one. I think people was underestimating his strength right now and his size. And I think he's a little more hungry than Canelo. So let's see though. But I like both guys, but I'm a little closer to Crawford, so I want to see Crawford can take it.
And lastly, quick mention on IBA Pro. Interesting concept that, people records on the line. So I know in boxing, people don't like risking their own and things. Do you feel like this is a step forward? This could become a major player in boxing?
I think it definitely can. I mean, any opportunity to make some money and build your repertoire and your arsenal.
Analysts agree that Crawford's game plan will be the ultimate factor. This fight isn't just about who throws harder punches, but about strategy, patience, and execution. If Crawford can stay disciplined, control the pace, and capitalize on openings, he has a real chance to make history. A victory over Canelo would place him among the all-time greats, ending any debate about his legacy. For Crawford, the keys to success are intelligence, timing, and composure. If he can deliver on all three, the night may belong to him.
Understands that he has to be smart. And I think with this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. He knows he has to look like he's never looked before, because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford, so I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. Dog is, he got to work his way up to the dog. Hey, show the clip real quick. I don't know if you showed it already, but this is the dog you're talking about right here, right? And so I pulled this clip right here. I seen it on social media this morning.
Don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
And I pulled this clip, right? But this is Terence.
That's who he is.
He's not gonna swing on Canelo. He already know that part of the game.
Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe and like this video and stay tuned for more like this.